this. So I think it's recording. Yes, it is. Yay. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Goal Diggers Call. This is kind of weird, right? My name is Katie Driscoll. I know a lot of you, but I don't know some of you. I am a senior Ruby with Plexus, and I am directly under Amy Kozlowski. She's been a friend of mine for years. I was lucky enough to watch her climb the company. It actually took years to join her. So, bad move. But super happy to be here now. And I've been with Plexus now for about 2.5 years. Definitely had ups and downs through my journey. I'm definitely not an expert. I feel like I talk with our team all the time about, what are we going to do next? How are we going to change things? And, we're always trying to put our heads together and come up with new strategies, because obviously if you want new results, you have to be able to be open to change and, being able to change what you're doing, right? And so Erin asked me to talk a little bit about my marketing. And then I was definitely going to share something that's worked for us, the small groups this year, and kind of what we're doing with that. So if anyone has, thank you, April. Okay, so I need to mute everyone, and I have no idea how to do that. So let's see here. So if you guys can mute yourself, because I don't know how to mute everybody, that would be amazing. Okay, all right. Awesome. So basically, something that I've kind of changed up over the last couple weeks is, kind of organizing myself. And I love marketing. I love telling the story behind Plexus and why I love it. And that's kind of the way that I do market my business. But something that's been a huge game changer for me is actually I picked up this planner. It's called the High Performance Planner. And it's by Richard Branson. He actually wrote this book, High Performance Habits. Check it out if you're a reader. If you're not, get Audible. I'm not a reader, so I listen to all the books. But anyway, this planner has been a complete game changer for me. And one of the things you have to do every morning before you get onto social media is you have to write a message to yourself. And so it was kind of ironic that Erin asked me to do this today, but my message to myself on a Monday morning was consistency pays off. And the reason that I believe that is because, like all the Jules tell us in this group all the time, the only time you ever lose, the only time you don't make it is when you quit. And that runs through my mind all the time. And I believe confidently, because I've grown another business on social media, that a little bit every day gets you where you want to go. Doesn't always get you there as fast as you want to go there. Believe me, I have the same frustrations that other people have, why isn't this happening and when will it happen? But I do know that if I show up every single day and I'm consistent with my message, with my passion, with my work, that it will pay off. So that's what I told myself this morning about consistency. So that just kind of goes into what I do on social media. And basically, when I started this business 2.5 years ago, I was all about 5 posts a day. I was like, post, 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 post. I'm still not against that. I think lots of posting is beneficial because Facebook does screen out a lot of what we say. And so your people are definitely not seeing 5 posts a day. But I also realize that most of us have lives outside of Plexus, children to raise, we have businesses, we work, whatever we have going on. So it's not realistic to have 5 creative thoughts to put out there on our social media. And so I've kind of worked it a little more strategically. Another person to check out, if you haven't heard of him, is Gary Vee. He is a social media boss. The man has built businesses on social media. He knows all the platforms. He cusses a lot, so prepare yourself, but not so much in his books. So if you listen to his YouTube videos, you might want to not have the kids in the car. But if you listen to his books, he doesn't. But I have found so much information, good information, that's kind of like right between the eyeballs kind of stuff. And he is a huge proponent of Facebook. Huge. Thinks the platform is completely undervalued, thinks that there is lots of money to be made on Facebook, and he says it all the time. We're crazy if we're not monopolizing on what Facebook has to offer right now. And the next platform from there is Instagram, obviously. So I focus on those two platforms. His third one is Snapchat. I haven't figured all that out, and he talks about how anybody kind of over 35 is just getting into the whole Snapchat thing. But that's where your younger crowd is going to be, and that's where they're going to stay. So I was thinking about it this morning going, okay, might just be something I need to start looking at. But anyway, for the purposes of today, I'm specifically talking about Facebook and Instagram. And so what I try to do is 1 to 2 posts a day. Generally, it's 2. I try to do one mid-morning, and then I do one kind of mid-afternoon or in the evening. And kind of the strategy that I use is I try to do 10 and 10. So before I post my idea on Facebook or Instagram, I try to spend 10 minutes interacting with accounts. And that means not just liking, not just scrolling down and liking, you know, actually leaving legit comments on posts, and then also interacting through the instant messenger on both platforms. When I do that, then I post my post. From there, I spend 10 more minutes, you know, commenting, interacting, sending instant messages, following up, all of that stuff. And it seems to help the algorithm a little bit, and it actually helps people interact with you. And so during those second 10 minutes, I definitely comment on every single comment that comes onto my post. So in the past, I would just throw my post up there and walk away for a couple hours and come back. Now I spend 10, maybe even 15 minutes after I put that post out, hoping that there's people that are commenting on my post so that I can comment back and try to create kind of a conversation openly on those posts. Open conversations are what helps your post get moved up to more people that you are friends with. You want more people to see it. You want to make sure that you're having interaction on that post. And so that's kind of my strategy. It seems to work. There are times of the day that some of my posts don't work. And so I try to pay attention to that. You know, when I'm putting content out there, if I'm not getting any engagement, then that's probably not the time I'm going to do it anymore. A lot of times I used to post all the time first thing in the morning. That doesn't work so well for me now. More it's like 9:30 in the morning. So you got to play around with what your viewers want. You know, what are most of your viewers people that work? So maybe they're going to be on at 6 a.m. and then they're maybe not going to be on again until 8:30, 9 o'clock when they sit on at their desk. So you want to keep that in mind. You know, what does my friends list look like? What are my people doing? You know, and kind of try to gauge your content to when their eyes are on that computer. So the other thing that I do to really build engagement on both platforms is taking advantage of the stories. I cannot tell you how important it is to take advantage of those stories. People that actually use their stories, I get alerts all the time saying, you know, Susie uploaded something to her story, especially on Facebook. Like, it's a great way to get people triggered. Like, oh my gosh, Susie uploaded to her story, like, what is she doing? And people click on it, you know, to see what you're doing. It gives you that opportunity when you make your post to put it into your story, which is awesome. But if you can create content that is like separate from what is on your Facebook page, you are going to get more interaction up there. I save my stories both on Instagram and Facebook for more of my product selling. I don't really post product orientated selling things on my Facebook. On my Facebook, what I'm talking about is, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I have time freedom. And, you know, this little side gig has turned into a full-time gig for me. I was able to replace my corporate salary. Like, I have those kind of conversations more on a storyline. So happy that, you know, a picture of my kids, and I haven't had to sit in a doctor's office for 2.5 years for a sick visit. You know, I do those kinds of things on my Facebook. But up in the stories, I share product pictures, what products do, what gut health looks like, what are the symptoms that bad gut health is. I use the heck out of those stories on both platforms. And frankly, on Instagram, I get very little interaction on my page. I'm working on that. But I get a ton of views in my story. So I'm actually getting more, you know, the information is actually being seen more in my stories than it would if I posted it on my actual page. So what I try to do every day is add some form of value in those stories. Whether, like today, I've been doing the whole keto thing and I've got myself in ketosis. So I'm asking questions like, okay, what does that mean? What do I do now? Just to try to get interaction and get people interested. I would like to attract more people that are kind of in that sector, that are interested in nutrition and you know, high protein diets and working out and whatnot. And so I'm going to have those types of conversations in my story to see if I can attract those kinds of people to myself. So anyway, use your stories like crazy, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can just take your phone and talk about something at 15-second increments, you know, 15 seconds, click it off, 15 seconds, you know, until you get done with it, then you upload it to your story. I'm telling you that the momentum you will get over there will be a lot stronger than if you're just using your Facebook page and your Instagram page. And the last thing that I decided to kind of implement since my 45th birthday is I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about being a 45-year-old woman and what I've learned and, you know, what I am grateful for. And, you know, I kind of prefaced it, and this was a Gary Vee idea, guys, but also I'm sure you remember when Erin O'Keefe was doing a video challenge. Video is where it is at. I know it's uncomfortable. I do it all the time and it's super uncomfortable for me still. I mean, thinking, okay, is this really something somebody wants to hear about? But I don't know, all of you who are going to convention, raise your hand. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, awesome. So all of you that are going to convention, you're going to see Mel Robbins. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. Is anyone familiar with Mel Robbins? Is she not amazing or what? Oh my gosh. So I wasn't, and I checked her out. And so since I found her, the whole 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm all about it. And so when I started this video challenge on my 41st birthday, which was last week, I told myself, you're just going to do it. You're going to put yourself out there. You're going to add value to other people, and you're going to be creative, and you're going to leave a nice video diary for your kids. Okay. Do you know every single day I have to talk myself into it? Every single day I tell myself that's the dumbest idea ever. But I do it. I do it because of Mel Robbins 54321. So I'm so excited to see her with all of you because it's going to be amazing. I read her book. I did it all. I've listened to her YouTube videos. I mean, she really is motivating. And I have some people, I think Ronette's on here. She's doing the same thing. I mean, if you have procrastination issues, which I think a lot of us do, just getting off go, like I'm probably telling you stuff, 2 posts a day, you know, use your Instagram story, make sure you do a video. You probably are all rolling your eyes going, we hear this every single week. We know we're supposed to be doing this, but we just can't figure out how to get off go. I'm telling you, if you're not going to convention, look her up on YouTube, listen to what she has to say. The 54321 has really changed everything for me and just organizing my thoughts so that I know that, guys, people want what we have. There's no doubt about it. I've never believed something more. You know, I run into people, I'm sure you guys do too. I'm tired. I can't wait till Friday. Tomorrow's Monday. I mean, the majority of my friends, you know, it's like, and I'm always like, Plexus, you know, and they're like, whatever. And I'm like, I look forward. I don't look towards Friday. I mean, I love my job and what I do. And so I firmly believe that people want what we have. And so we just have to build ourselves up. We have to shut those voices in our head off. And we have to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 action. So I don't know if you guys have any questions based on what I do for my social, the 10 and the 10. And then, you know, the story is where I do a lot of the selling. But I also watch that post, and anybody who comments or likes any post where I'm alluding to my awesome business or my awesome products, I follow up with them privately. So every single like on my photo, I go back, and that's where I have my one-to-one reach outs. And I say to them, hey, thank you so much for supporting the post about my son and his celiac. I don't know if any of your family struggles with this, but I would love to tell you more. Let me know if you're interested in hearing more. Something like that. You know, I just thank them for being, I know Ronette, I loved hers. She's on my team, and she would say, you know, it's super vulnerable to be able to put myself out that way. I really appreciate your support. Is there anything that, you know, I can help you with, or would you like to hear more about the products? I found a lot of new ambassadors that way. People that are just comfortable leaving a message or sending me a message. They're just kind of intrigued. And frankly, with Amy, I was intrigued for 3
You know what, if it misses me,
okay, so I just kind of nudge them, you know, hey, I really appreciate it. And then I write their names down and I follow up with them regularly. Like, hey, I know you were kind of interested, just wanted to let you know. And that's kind of how I continue to create my list. So I try to kind of throw the hook in and then reel it back with those likes and those comments. So I think that's all. Oh, and also, just so you know, if you're not familiar with stories on Facebook and Instagram, you can actually take polls there. So one thing I found, I'll go through this whole sales pitch. And if you start following some diamonds that are really into social media, you can follow me too, because I try to create graphics as well. You can actually steal graphics from other people's stories, and it's not stealing, it's duplication. Shouldn't have used that word, but whatever. You can use those. And basically, when you're going through the story and you see that they have something you're interested in, you can go back and then you just hold your thumb down, and it takes all of the Facebook or Instagram like buttons off, and you screenshot it, and you go to the next one and you hold your thumb down and you screenshot it, and you can go through the whole story. But a lot of people in the middle or at the end of their stories, they ask questions like, you know, so are you ready to jump in? And it'll be a yes or no. Sometimes those are hard because my kids will hit no. It's so annoying. So then you'll have like 80% no and 20% yes. Or people will accidentally hit no. So what I do now is when I do a yes or no, I follow up with everyone. And what you do is, while that story is still live, you got to make sure that you go back to it because I think it's there for like 12 hours. Go back to it, and you're going to see at the bottom, you're going to see the little eyeball and then all the people that have seen your post. If you touch that, it will take you to the metrics of all the people that have seen your story, and it will also show you who said yes and who said no. So, and it gives you a little like airplane where you can send them a note right from there. Hey, thank you so much for your support. I had a situation where I had like 70% no and 30% yes just this week. And I sent them all a note, and most of them said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My finger slipped and I hit the wrong, whatever. But I just turned it around. Hey, I know you're not interested in hearing more, but I just have to tell you, these products continually change my family's life. And so I can't help myself but say, hey, I'm always here. If you're looking for a supplement, a multivitamin, a probiotic, let me know. I'd love to tell you more. And if you don't want to go that vulnerable route, there's actually, you can take a poll, and you don't even have to fill out the question. You just leave it, and it's got the 2 boxes. You can put, like, my most recent one was symptoms. I listed like 9 symptoms of gut health problems, right? Like imbalance. And so then the poll was, I have 1 of these symptoms, or I have all 9 of these symptoms. And so again, that's like 100%. And whoever clicks that, they're perfect people to reach out. I have some people on my team who have huge followings on Instagram that use polls, and it amazes me how many people respond. That is like a free ticket to be like, hey, how's it going? Thank you for taking my poll. Totally interested in, you know, sharing these products with you. So, so that's kind of my social media overview, quickly thrown together. Do you guys, okay, Anne, is that on Facebook? I missed that. I'm sorry. What on Facebook? The stories? Oh, the polls. Yes, it is on Instagram and Facebook. It used to be just on Instagram, but it is on Facebook too. And it is in your story app. So you would need a picture, and you just upload a picture, and then you'd, up at the top, there's this little paper thing. You click on it, and you'll see like the GIFs. Is that what they call those things? I don't even know, GIFs or whatever. And then you'll see poll, you'll see survey, you know, all different kinds of things, and you click it and you put it on there. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. I know, I would love to be able to mute everybody. If you guys could mute, that'd be awesome. Awesome. Oh, good. And Ronette put the link for Gary Vaynerchuk. He's great. He's amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously. His book, Crush It, fabulous. Another, like, listen to it on Audible. Will definitely give you a ton of insight on social media and, you know, how to have that conversation. Okay, so that's that. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to drop them there. But I will go into something that's been working really well for our team. And I'll just give you some insight. I am a senior Ruby. Like I said, I've been with Plexus for 2.5 years, but it's been a rocky road, you know, and I have had leaders come and leaders go, and up and down with the leadership in my particular team group. And I just want to drop the fact that, isn't this amazing to be able to come to this big Goal Diggers group and have all of these amazing teams mesh together? It's amazing. Honestly, to be on this Zoom with all of you, is fantastic. So in saying that, in 2019, I was really like, okay, I have to dig in and figure this out. What am I doing wrong? What did I do wrong in the past? What do I need to correct? You know, I'm sure you guys deal with that as well. It's like you're constantly reevaluating how you can be the best leader that you can be for the people who trust you when they come and join Plexus with you. So what I realized is even though I have a personal team page, it's not very active. And so I felt like when I was adding new ambassadors there and when other people were adding new ambassadors there, they weren't feeling the sense of community that they feel here in Goal Diggers, which is amazing. But then in Goal Diggers, it's a lot, right? Like there's a lot of things going on, a lot of celebrating, a lot of information, and that can be a little overwhelming. So what I challenged myself to do since January, and thankfully, knock on wood, I've done a pretty good job, is creating small groups that I can kind of keep track of. And so essentially, I did that through like 15-day or 30-day challenges. The 30 days seemed to be really long. People got really bored and it just got stagnant. But the 15 days have worked really, really well for myself. And Drea, I don't know if she's on here, but she's awesome. She's been doing them with me. And it's been nice to kind of link arms with someone else and just have a place where we can put our new ambassadors into a chat. And so when I talk about a small group, I'm talking about an instant message chat. So after the end of the month, I would go back and look at the ambassadors that joined our team, and then I would go to them and ask them if they wanted to be a part of this 15-day challenge. And really, I sold it pretty hard because it gave me the opportunity to get to know these people, because I'm sure you might have people that join you that you don't really know very well. And then of course, if people on your team are signing people, you don't know them either. And we all remember just starting Plexus and not feeling connected. So I felt like these little groups were a place where people could get to know other people that were on the same journey as them. And the benefits of putting people in there. And so what I did was, starting in January, because we had all these amazing weight loss products, I would put everyone in there for like a 15-day shred, you know? And thankfully, because our products are so amazing, everybody would have instant results in the 15 days, and they would share it amongst themselves. And even the people that didn't necessarily have results, they felt encouraged by the other people's results. And what I would do is once that 15-day ended, I would roll it into the next 15. I would start another 15, and I would ask those ladies or men if they wanted to join the next group. And I would say probably a good 30 to 40% wanted to continue on, you know, wanted to stay in there with the next new batch of new ambassadors or people that were joining myself or other people on our team. And so again, then you had the people that had been there for 15 days sharing their results with the people that just started, and then kind of going through the motions again. It has been game-changing for our team, because not only are we getting people healthy and we're getting people successful on our products, thank goodness for those $199 welcome packs. They're like a breath of fresh air, but we are also able to encourage them to start sharing. And it's easier to share when you know that other newbies are doing the same thing. Through this process, I also noticed that not only does it create a sense of community, but it also gives you a place to start training your team. And what I realized was that we always say, okay, you love Plexus, now share it on your page, you know, share it with your people, let them know what you're doing. And that's a great idea for those of us that have been on social media for a really long time. But we know a lot of our friends are not active, or they're just scrollers. They don't put anything out. So it's super uncomfortable for them to create that and just say, hey, I'm, you know, taking Plexus. So now we've started kind of creating little posts that they can use. You know, we tell them, take this kind of picture, and then here's the post, fill in the blanks. I'm sure you guys are familiar if you've done any of the business building groups with the Jules here. They do it all the time. And why in the world it's not in my head to think, oh my gosh, what a great idea, Katie. Why don't you give people posts twice a week that they can just pull from so that they don't feel so pressured to be able to come up with something creative. Yeah. I don't know why I always forget those things, but anyway, those small groups have absolutely given us that kind of space to really help people, nurture them, and, you know, get them going, especially with our amazing free codes, right? And now double bonuses and all the amazing stuff that Plexus is giving us the last couple of months. You know, we wanted to make sure that everyone was running for that iPad and that everyone was gonna try to, you know, slay those 3 free codes. And now, of course, we want them to make up the cost of their product, bringing only 2 ambassadors on. I mean, that's amazing with double bonus. So I can't say enough. I wish I would have realized this a long time ago, but small groups for us have been amazing. I have some leaders now participating with me and helping me, but if you don't have a leader on your team, and believe me, I've been there, seek out of this group. I knew Drea from convention and leaders retreat, and I just reached out to her and I was like, hey, you know, can you help me? Like, can we link arms? Because I'm tired of hearing myself talk, right? So I think that there is a huge benefit. And then, of course, in your small group, if you're doing it with a sideline, then you are creating relationships outside of your own team, which will benefit them when convention comes and leaders retreat. I mean, I'm sure we all remember the first time we went to convention, or maybe you're getting ready to go to convention and it's, you know, you're anxious about it. If we did a better job as leaders, you know, connecting and creating these small groups where people can get to know each other, I think more people would show up and more people would catch the wave, right, at convention if they knew other people were going. So yes, I am Sue. I am doing the 15-day challenges in Messenger. So right now, I mean, you have to count, but it's pretty much like 36 days until Memorial Day, okay? So like last week I counted and it was 42 days at that time. So it might not be 36, but whatever. It's less than 42. So what I decided was, okay, here we go. I'm gonna start marketing this group publicly. Hey, only, you know, a little over 30 days till Memorial Day. That means we're running towards summer. That means our kids are coming home. That means we need patience. We need to feel better. We need our good immunity. It would be nice if we felt good in our shorts. I mean, all of those things are coming. So I am launching this 15-day run for summer. And just so you know, in the 15-day challenges, I have a kind of a focus on this slim MetaBurn because Kathleen and Aaron and all of them have had great success in having some, I think they have a 30-day going with those products. But I am a huge proponent of the $199 welcome pack. And here's one. There you go. Okay. Whoop. Can you hear me? Yeah. Since the beginning of the year, I have noticed that people that actually get the $199 welcome pack have a much higher success rate. And the reason being, obviously, they have more products to start with. They don't always stay with all those products, and sometimes they back down to the Slim MetaBurn, you know, block or Slim MetaBurn lean, but when they start out with all of those, two things happen. One, they start taking all the products, which gives them, pretty immediate results. And then when they can't keep up with all the products, they start giving them to their kids or to their husband or to their mom. And so they've actually created customers from the $1.99 pack because they just couldn't commit to all of them. And so then their friends are asking, well, why are you feeling better? What are you doing? And so it's actually helping them market when they're not even trying to market. And we actually have two silvers on our team that went silver and have never shared publicly, just because of their results from the 15-day and from that large package. So right now I have a 14-day run for summer. Of course I'm talking rebate because I'm going to invest some of my bonus back into them, since it's a double. And I also advertise the fact that, hey, 60-day money back. And so when I start talking to them, I'm like, we're doing a 15-day challenge, but I'm going to tell you, people do not like to run out of their products. And the bottom line is, Plexus is going to refund you if you are not happy. So I suggest getting these products at the cheapest possible price, which is the $1.99 pack. You're getting like $350 worth of products for $1.99 and see how you like it. Worst case scenario, I'm done and I am, I'm returning it. And it seems to work. It seems to build belief. And so that is kind of how my new ambassadors are building underneath them. They have this large package of products. They're sharing it with their husbands. They're sharing it with their friends, with their kids. So I'm getting bigger orders and they're actually finding ambassadors themselves because of their success. So I'm telling you, I was having a very little success developing ambassadors over the last probably 8 months, and the small group challenges have been absolutely game-changing for our team anyway. So I do too, April. They are the best. I can't wait for convention. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. So that is what I've got. Ask me anything or we can wrap it up. Whatever. Let's see here. What products did you use for challenges? So of course I would go back and say, what are your goals? Because some people are not interested in weight loss. So if they weren't interested in weight loss, I went Family Essentials because I was like, here you go. We're talking, and I'm a big proponent of Family Essentials because they're getting, multivitamin. They're getting a multivitamin for their kid. They're getting the BioCleanse and the ProBio, which are things that everyone in America should take anyway. So I think there is a huge success rate there because there's less pressure on actual inches and weight and all these other things. And then of course you get the Slim where they're going to start feeling better, even more even. So I love the Family Essentials if they're not looking for weight loss. If they're looking for weight loss, I am all about the weight loss essentials. So I think it's the 2 bags of lean, this Hunger Control Slim, the MetaBurn, of course, BioCleanse, ProBio, and I think Block. I'm telling you, I wait for them to get the products. We talk about it in the group. I tell everyone, replace one meal, take your Slim in the afternoon. I don't care when you take everything else, just make sure you take it. And I have rarely had anyone not lose at least an inch or 2 in those first 15 days. The other thing is I have truly reprogrammed myself to stay off the scale and measure. Just today, I had a lady that said she did the first 15 days. She lost, I think, 2 inches and 4 pounds. And I'm like, okay, so if she would have just lost 4 pounds and not known about the 2 inches, she would have been like, okay, well, that's good. I'm happy about 4 pounds. I mean, she should be jumping up and down because how many of us are losing 4 pounds ever? But people get frustrated with those pounds. But 2 inches? That's almost a pant size, so, I mean, I really, really, really focus on inches. In fact, I tell people not to weigh themselves. They do anyway. But I personally have stopped weighing myself because it was frustrating me. I think I haven't looked at my thing. I think it was like, I've lost 12 inches from November leaders retreat. Yeah, like beginning of November to like February. But I had only lost 3 pounds. I mean, that's the significance of it. And inches are really what your clothes, what when people look at you, I mean, that's really what matters, but we are so set on weight. And I find that when people don't find those pounds just dropping off and they have no idea what's happening with their inches, they have less of a success rate. So those are the 2 packages I use, and I really, really, really focus on inches. I noticed you by wearing the belt. Yes. And I don't wear a belt. Like, a lot of people don't wear belts anymore, but that's a great analogy. Like, if you're wearing a belt and you lose 2 inches, you're definitely going up a notch, even maybe 2. So that's awesome. Let's see here. Were you chatting every day in the small group? Okay. So yes and no. I mean, I really, really try. So I would try really hard first thing in the morning to throw something out there like, hey, everybody, it's Tuesday. I'm so excited. I would try to share before and afters. Drea would share before and afters on one day. We would try to share stories in there. So yeah, I would really try to do that. And then we would try to ask questions and cheer everyone on. So like Drea would say, oh my gosh, on the way to school with my lean, or I would say having lunch with my, whatever. We would just try to just randomly post in there. And again, it came back to my planner, like really just writing it down. Okay, every day, what are the 5 things that I'm going to make sure I'm going to get done for Plexus? 1 is going to be, I'm going to talk in this small group. 2 is that I'm going to get my 2 posts out. So yeah, so I tried really, really hard to have engagement because as we all know, what happens, we don't engage, no one engages, and then everyone just falls off. But I will say, there is a lot of success with that, especially if they're looking for weight loss, with that weight loss thing. People actually pipe in. They're like, oh my gosh, I lost, 2 pounds, or I just measured myself and it's an inch. And I would actually have them measure themselves right when they started, at the end of the first week, and then at the end of the second week. So yeah, that's the answer. A long answer to your question, Karen. So I don't know. Is that it? All questions. I hope you found value. Thank you, Elizabeth. Awesome. I'm so glad. Fantastic. I'm so glad. Well, you guys are awesome too. We're so lucky to do this together. Makes me so happy to stand with all you guys. Awesome. You took notes. Fantastic. Well, I'm always available. I live and breathe social media. I love it. I challenge myself to learn more about it. So if you ever have any questions, don't ever hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer questions. And if you find anything interesting on any of my pages, feel free to use it. Believe me, I follow a lot of other people as well, and I pull from them all the time. So awesome. Well, happy Monday. Have a fantastic week, and go get those double bonuses, right? We sign 2 people, we get double bonuses. That's amazing. So have a great night.